firstly. Got a fire exit there, so if there's a fire, there. We
I'll stand out the way. So
I'm out first. Because I'm the oldest.
we congregate. So we're going to start off. So Sporting Futures is a project that's been going for a year with Dagenham Progress Project. I'm Bradley and I'm the participation officer, so I manage the project and we've worked with some of the guys here today, so we've got some volunteers and some sports leaders and they've done training, so that's some of the stuff that they're going to get awarded for today. We've got our football team here who took part in the East London Soccerability League, which was the first one. So guys, would you like to quickly come up for a second? Just so I can talk about what you guys are doing. So these guys were training for about 3 weeks. Daniel, do you want to come over here, mate? So these guys were training for about 3 weeks and they went into the East London Soccerability League for the over 16 section and they were playing against West Ham United. They're A team and they're B team. And these guys who had me as a coach. Their first game didn't go too well. And that was against the West Ham A team. They then played the West Ham B team and they done a lot better. They then played the West Ham A team again and gave them a real run for their money. And this is West Ham's A team. These guys are trained by some of the, well, I would say some of the best coaches. But they're trained by some top class coaches, and these guys gave them a good run for their money, and it was a lucky goal they got at the end. They beat them. And every single person, so all the West Ham coaches, the Essex FA who were running the event, all come up to me and told me how brilliant they were. There was their passion, their fight, they didn't give up. So I think they really deserve a big round of applause. So yeah, they done really well. Try and get them a better manager though.
Don't pick West Ham.
I'm going to get the sack. Right, so we're going to start the awards in a minute. I'm going to introduce Barry. When I was 12 years old, I went to Charlton Athletic with my mate and was in the hospitality. And so his granddad was vice chairman of the Canary Wharf Group. And I'm a council estate boy from Dagenham. It was like I could have been in the Ritz for all I know. And I sat down next to this gentleman, and they've come round with the food. It must have been lamb chops or something. And there's about 30 bits of cutlery that I didn't know what to do with, and I think I must have picked up like a fish knife or a butter knife, and I tried cutting up the meat, and it just weren't happening. And everyone was laughing at me, and Barry said, "Get it here," and we got talking, and he was from Dagenham as well. He cut up my meat, and then
It's a day job.
yeah, so he cut up my meat, and then I remember someone was coming around with swede, and I've never seen swede in my life at all. So they've come round to me, offered me the swede, and I said, "Sorry, I don't like carrots." And everyone started laughing at me again, saying it was swede. But Barry was there looking after me, so I was alright. So he's taken time out of his schedule to come see us today. I'm going to invite him to come and say a few words now. Mr. Barry Hearn.
Lovely. It's like coming back to an old mate's place, this is, especially with a rascal over there with his green. Yeah, I remember he's shit cutting food. But the money was terrible, you know, he didn't pay me nothing. Listen, I'm a Dagenham council house boy as well, you know. It's good to remember where you come from, and it's good to remember that there's ways out and there's ways of improving yourself, and it all comes down to what you got in here. And a little bit for you footballers of what you got in here. You need the balls to go with the heart, don't you? And that's just the story of life, you know. Some people get dealt different hands. That's life. It's how you adjust. It's how you make that extra mile. How you make the most of what ability you've got. Because the great thing about life is that we're all different. Every single person is different. You know what? Every person's got a DNA that is individual to them. And in that DNA, there is something where you are better than anybody else at something. Don't know what it is. Some of us perhaps never find out what it is. But we're all unique individuals. We must never forget that. If we're lucky enough to find out what that is, we can only do that by experimentation and by effort, by just going that extra yard. We can do something with our lives that no one else can do. And that's what makes us special. That's the difference between a human being and being a little newt in a pond or something, you know? We have got that ability. And meetings like this and gatherings like this and people that work for you and volunteers that give their time are helping you to find what that difference is. You'd be amazed at some of the stories of people that have been written off by society or individuals, and then they find out they're a brilliant artist. But maybe they couldn't communicate that until they got their opportunity. Other people have become brilliant mathematicians. Other people have just become funny, or have had a nature to entertain or appeal to people in different ways. But we've all got something. And, you know, I found it. I found out that I was a genius, and I never knew I was a genius before. You know, I thought I was just some bloke from Grey Avenue in Dagenham, but you just find that moment. You never know when it's going to happen, but it can happen and it will happen, provided you keep the faith and know and believe in yourself more than anything else. This world's full of knockers, full of people taking liberties. You know, that's life, isn't it? Don't matter whether you're black, white, green, yellow, it don't make any difference. It don't matter if you have funny coloured hair, it don't matter if you have a cheeky grin and love of a good-looking bird. You know, we've all got something in us which sets us apart from everybody else. And this is why, you know, it's lovely to come down here and you know, in a way, you're all heroes, aren't you? You're all heroes. And the one thing you've got to do is believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, how do you expect other people to believe in you? And sometimes you've got to be a bit of a rascal. I'm looking at some of the young ones here. You got a rascal face. You've got a rascal face inside you. And you've got a little bit of a rascal face inside you. You know, and it might be a musical leaning, it might be... It doesn't matter. It don't matter. Be yourself. God's put us on this earth for a little bit of time. Not long. You know, all of a sudden I'm thinking, I'm 69 in June. Oh, bugger. You know, I want to live forever. But we won't. So we've got to make the most of what we got and what God gave us and play the cards he dealt us. But don't ever let anyone take any liberties with you, rascal. You know, I'm not saying give him a kicking. But talk to him in the appropriate manner. You got it, man. I know you've got it. So, I'm so happy to be here. You know, it's lovely, and it's not a question of, I was looking forward to it. I've been away on holiday, I'm feeling great, I'm feeling fighting fit. That lasts for about a week, and I'll be knackered again, but it don't make any difference because I want to make the most of every minute of every day of my life. I don't want to waste a minute. So none of that laying in bed nonsense. If you've had a few hours kept and you're feeling great, get up and do something. Don't matter if you just walk down the road. Put a pair of shoes on you, have a little jog. Don't matter if you're going slow. Build your body, build your mind. Absolutely give 100%. So when you go to bed every night, you can look in the mirror and say, I couldn't have done more with my day than I did. You know, those of you who ain't so mobile, the brain's mobile. Those of you who haven't got much of a brain, the feet are mobile, right? But something's mobile. So that when you go to bed at night, you close your eyes like I do every night and go, do you know what? I couldn't have done more. And you're fortunate, you've got people that care about you. Make advantage of it, take advantage of it. These people, these volunteers are giving up their time for nothing because they care. So care about them and show them that all their hard work means something to you, because you're not going anywhere. You're going to be good at what you do. And if you believe that, you will climb mountains. So I'm honoured to be here with these big celebrity winners that we've got in the building, you know. And the achievements of what you've done is staggering. You are my heroes. Let's present.
Right, so first up, we've got the Sports Leaders Awards. The guys who've got the Sports Leaders Awards have taken part in training, they've gone out and they've run activities to their peers, and they've just put in a lot of work. So this is, the first person is Lucy. Would Lucy like to come up? Can everyone give Lucy a round?
Well done, Lucy. Oh, I like that. You see, I told you we were all different. I haven't seen a Lucy like this before. Well done, Lucy. Congratulations, darling.
Second person up for the I Can Lead Sports Leaders Award is Callum.
Well done, Callum. Top drawer. Give me a smile. That's what I want to see. You've got a lovely smile. Look at the camera. Give him a grin. I wish he weren't as good looking as this, because I don't like.
The next person is Arnit.
Congratulations. Photo opportunity, mate. Come on, give me your best slide. Big smile, Arnit. Arnit, you're being smart. Well done, son. Congratulations.
And the last person isn't here today. It's Nefertari. So Joni's going to come up and collect her award for her and say a couple of words about what Nef's been up to recently.
Yeah, come on, Joni.
Nef has done really, really well. She's come along to the American football training. The football training, she's done boxercise, she come along to the youth club, your youth club, and she is growing in confidence. She likes a little laugh and a joke now, and it's really, really good to see her enjoying herself and getting out, and hopefully she will be over the moon when she gets her certificate. Thank you.
Right, so the next set of awards are the FA Junior Football Leaders Awards. So these guys, it's a very cold morning, they got out of bed, they came down to Robert Clack's School with their football boots on, and they worked hard for 2 days, I think it was, really giving it their all, and they all passed the course. And it's the first step to then go on and get their level 1 coaching badge with the FA, level 2 and so on. So the first person to receive that award is Lee Deeks, who's just here.
Big smile, Lee. Well done, Lee. Congratulations, boy.
Well done, Lee.
The only way is up. Let's go.
The next person is Charlie. So well done, Charlie.
A photo of Charlie?
Yeah, of course he was.
Big smile, Charlie. I said no earlier, but he wants to.
No, he's not going anywhere, mate. Congratulations, boy.
And the last person to receive this award isn't here today either. And he's done really well. I'd like to invite Keith to come and collect his award and say a couple of words about Bailey's progress.
front, Keith. All right, mate.
He's good. Okay, Bailey Lawrence. I've known Bailey for the last 7-8 years, and he's a young person who has not had the easiest of journeys through education and school and his journey through life because of his autism and adapting to dealing with his autism. But throughout all this, despite being excluded from many schools because they didn't understand him rather than him not understanding them, he's come on this journey, and being part of sport and through sport, he's now realising his potential and where he can go to next. So he's no longer the Bailey who's being pushed down and the Bailey who's not succeeding. Instead of that, he's the Bailey that's going to make a great coach and the Bailey that's going to support other people in the future. So I really wish he could have been here tonight. Bailey's a season 2 year old,
Is he?
That's okay, let him off.
yeah, let him off, we'll let him off, we'll let him off. And, but I say he's a really, really good guy, and when he gets this award afterwards, he's gonna be one of your leaders for the future, isn't he? And he's not here, but let's give him a round of applause. Bailey.
Right, so we get into the business end of it now. So like I said, last year we worked with 219 young disabled people, and that was these guys, the sports leaders. And everyone in this room who's part of the project have all taken part in their own way, but there's 3 individuals who've really, really put in the hard work. Okay, these guys have done phenomenal amount, so they've helped me out so much with my job. And without these guys, I think our numbers would have been a little bit lower. But, so the first person is come to nearly every single session that we've done. He's tried every sport, and he's always been about, and he's been absolutely brilliant. And I've seen him since I've known him. He's come on a long journey. When I first met him, he didn't speak to me, and over the period of time, when I see this young man, I'll be sitting in the office, and now he comes up to the window and knocks on the window when his mum comes into the office and stuff. So I would like to call out Arnett to come and collect this.
Well done, Arnie.
Give it one of your feet. Well done.
Barry, one more picture. Your mum's going to come up.
Come on, Mum. Come on, Mum. Hey, Barnett, stay there. Your mum's coming. You got to told off. Come on, Mum. You come in the middle. You are. Put your arms. Yeah. We'll put it down there. Otherwise.
Arnie,
Come on, Mum.
Well done, Arnie. Good job. Well done.
Good job.
This next award, like I said, we've got a mixture of sports leaders and volunteers who help us out, along with the paid staff. Okay, and every one of the volunteers have really put in a lot of effort. But one individual in particular has supported us in nearly every single sport, just like Arnie has. He's been a leader. He's helped the sports leaders really well, looked after them. He was one of our best players in our football team. He's fast, he's on the wing, and he flies down and he comes back to defend, and he tackles, and he gets tucked in. And this person, I've known him since about 2012, and I'm really proud of him, so I'd like to invite Dennis up to get the photo.
Well, listen, congratulations.
Well done, Dennis.
Well done, Dennis.
Top draw, boy. Top draw.
So the last award is the Sports Leader of the Year award. Again, our sports leaders put loads of effort into making sure that we do the work with other young people. So these are young people with disabilities going to other people with disabilities and training them and showing them, look, I can do it, you can do it. And there's one individual There's a couple who could have got this one, but we had to pick one. Maybe next year, if the other person sort of puts it in a bit more, it'll be alright. But we had a session at the Sport House in Barking where we were supporting another organisation, and this young person was coaching football, and it was 94 young people that he worked with that day, on his own, leading it. We didn't even have to get involved. We were standing there and he took a lead. And he's had a bit of a rough time recently, but it doesn't matter because he's put in so much effort, and I'm really proud of him, and that's Connor.
You look like a size, mate. You're not a boxer or something. Well, I'll have to be nice to you, mate, because you look dangerous.
Well done, Connor.
So that's the awards out of the way. So I'd like to thank everyone for coming. We're here until about 7:30. What's the time like?
Oh, it's cool,
7:45. So feel free to come and get some food. We've got some pictures of the stuff that we've been doing in 2016. I'd like to thank Barry for giving his time to come and see us today, and thank you all again. And well done to everyone involved. Yeah,
Winners together.
so all the winners, if you'd like to come up, so we can get some pictures.
Oh, you take your trophy.
Charlie?
Right, on you, mate. Up you come. There you go. I'm watching you. It's fast, isn't it? Is he speedy? I bet you get even quicker. Work hard.
Okay, everyone look in here first. There you go.
You first, yeah.
Alright, okay, can I get you all look in here? Nice big smiles. Perfect. Can I bring you his ever so slightly on that side?
Hold your head straight, mate. That new haircut.
That's it, everyone looks
Lift your certificate up.
Yeah. That's it, perfect. Nice big smile. Brilliant, thank you very much.
Stand by, yeah. You ready? Big smile. Big smile. Lovely.
Well done, well done.
Well done, guys. Right, so help yourself to snacks and stuff and have a chat. If anyone's got any questions,